wait till Monday or Tuesday. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to charge the same thing. It's not fair.
What's up,
Never has
guys?
been fair. And they've treated our farmers badly. Look, our country's been ripped off by everybody. That stops now. I had it stopped in my first term, and
How's everyone feeling out
we're
of
going
10?
to really stop it now because this has been very unfair. Our country, from an economic standpoint, and financial standpoint, and a trade standpoint, has been absolutely ripped off by almost every country in the world. Canada, Mexico.
Thoughts on what Powell
and then
said?
you just go right down the line. India charges us massive tariffs, massive. You can't even sell anything into India. It's almost restrictive. It is restrictive. You know, we do very little business inside. They've agreed, by the way, they want to cut their tariffs way down now because somebody's finally exposing them for what they've done. And same thing with China, same thing with a lot of other countries. And the EU has been a terrible abuser of this country. I mean, the EU was formulated in order to take advantage of the United States, and they have taken it, but they're not taking advantage when I'm in charge. So sometimes you'll hear some negative things. It's always from outside countries. America will be very strong. And, you know, if I'm a foreign country, they're going to do fine. But they can't do like they used to do because we're going to bring back our business into this country. We need it from a job standpoint. We need it from even just a psychological standpoint. Think of it, 90,000 factories are gone since the beginning of NAFTA. So we're not going to have that, and we're going to see them build it back. Now we've already had 5 major automobile companies. First time you've heard this in a long time, since my first term actually, where we were really rocking and rolling, and then Biden came in and he stopped everything. Like such a stupid thing to do, not even a believable thing. But we have many auto plants now coming in. We have big chip plants. We have the biggest chip company in the world, most powerful, probably one of the most powerful companies in the world. Wouldn't you say, Kevin? And he's coming in and they're building one of the largest chip plants in the world. That'll be done in Arizona.
Find the summit live? I think this is live.
And that'll give us a big percentage. That one plant will give us a big percentage of the chip market, something we have very little of.
Sure, this is live.
We used to have Intel, and Intel
you guys
was
have
run
a
by a
link
man
for
named
me.
Andy Grove. And Andy Grove was a
This
tough,
is live.
smart guy. I used to read about him when I was a young man, and he did an incredible job. He really dominated the chip business. And then he died, and I guess they had a series of people that didn't know what the hell they were doing. And
so Yahoo's saying in 90 minutes.
Lost the chip business, and now it's almost exclusively in Taiwan. They stole it from us. They took it from us, and I don't blame them. I give them credit. I blame the people that were sitting in this seat because they allowed it to happen. We could have protected that so easily. But so we had the chip business, and now it's all in Taiwan, almost exclusive. A little bit in South Korea, but mostly in Taiwan. And it's very important. Everything you do, everything you touch is now about chips. The brake of a car, cars have chips all over the place. I was reading an article the other day where they talked about
recorded from this
the
morning.
brakes of a car
live.
loaded up with chips. Who would think that a brake has a chip
to see
in
it.
But it's all about chips. So that was a big thing. And they'll be investing hundreds of billions of dollars in this country, and we'll be taking back a big, big portion of that industry. We have others coming in too. But a lot of car manufacturers are coming in, and they're coming in fast. And one of the reasons you see these numbers.
News coverage is Powell is live too. Is that what you guys want to watch? You guys want to watch Powell until then? Yeah. SEC. Yeah, what I was just showing with Trump, I'm pretty sure it was live. That's okay. I'm tracking that the summit starts in 80 minutes. So that's what we'll stream. As of right now, Bitcoin to me looks fine. I actually like that there was a pullback. What did we pull all the way back to today? 84,000. So I would have been a little bit more worried actually if we were pumping into the summit, but the fact that we dumped, I think is better. What do you think? AVAX tops the cycle 2 to 300. I bought 12K more Bitcoin at 85K yesterday. Let's go, Web. The Web is making the moves. Making the moves. You love to see it. Good morning, Ski. Good morning. Alan, what's up, fam? What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling? Out of 10. Welcome back. I didn't do my intro. Let's do it. Welcome back to the Matrix. You're not just in the Matrix. You are the Matrix. How's it feel, Neo? And today, we got ourselves a banger. 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 Daily market news analysis. What is up? What is up? How's everyone feeling out of 10? All right, so someone says a weekly divergence. Let's see. Let's see a weekly divergence. I do not see a weekly divergence. I see a weekly touching of the... I see weekly in the most bullish possible posture touching the 20 moving average. That's what I see. Going to the gym. Hope for some good news. Get them gains in, bro. Win partnership with Satoshi. It's going to happen. Dang it. All right. So 80 minutes is a long time. Okay. That's okay. I didn't even... Here's the thing. I was so rushed into doing this, guys. I thought it was right now. 2 minutes is a long time. Yeah. Can you look at 88? Yeah, I sure can. Let me fix a couple things on my... Real quick. Boom, boom, bam. I tried the kettlebell workout, and man, I am sore today. Man, kettlebells are the truth. I'm telling you right now. If you've never messed around with kettlebells, kettlebells are the truth. I am sore today as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to be honest. I am sore today from the kettlebells that I did yesterday. Am I live on YouTube? It's not even saying that I'm live. Oh, here we go. Trying to do... Okay. Well, let me pull up my thing over here. YouTube. Okay. What's Crypto Summit? Did I spell it wrong? Is this a Sell the News event? I don't think so, because we already had the tariff Sell the News. I don't think you get back-to-back Sell the News events. Back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back Sell the News events. Bro, where is the bottom? Well, I'll tell you, altcoins have bottomed, have not went lower since the tariffs. I've been saying that for a while. Let's go on the daily here. Here was the bottom right here. February 28th, 2025. And from that moment, we've been making higher lows. And the bodies have been making higher highs. I would like to see a wick higher to confirm that. That's Bitcoin. What about the altcoins? When is the bottom, Ski? Well, I would say a few weeks ago, the bottom was in. A few weeks ago. We haven't went a second lower on the total 3. So looking at, what is this? This is the total 3 right here. 2025. We haven't went any lower since that moment. It feels like we keep going lower. It feels like we're just plummeting into oblivion. But that's not reality. Reality is we haven't went lower since February 3rd. That's the reality. Feels like we've been falling. Sentiment would tell you that, but that's not the reality. So there you go. Tariffs got redacted. LOL. He paused it again. That's going to keep happening. Looking for gains in the gym and gains in the wallet. Let's go. Same here. Same here, brother. I'm on my fat loss journey. I'm down. It says I'm at 18% now, which is pretty fat. Pretty fat for me, I gotta say. 18%. It says my muscles cream of the crop. It says you got a lot of muscle and you got a lot of fat. That's what my scale says, which is pretty accurate. It says, thanks, bro. These times are scary. Yeah, listen, I've held true on this. I'm open-minded to Bitcoin going lower, although I don't think it is. I'm open-minded to it, although I don't think it is. But the altcoins, I've held firm that they have bottomed. That's been a month now. We're over a month later, and that is still true. Okay? I know some things have went lower, but the total 3, which measures everything, 32 days later, we have not went lower. I just want this orange F to shut up for a week, right? Do you see AVAX becoming a smaller Solana as they both eat into ETH? Do I see AVAX becoming smaller Solana? What do you mean? Longest 32 days of my life? Do I see it eating into Ethereum's? Yes. I do. I do see that. Love your content, bro. Sending you, your family, many blessings. LCX. I like LCX. Thank you. I like LCX. I think LCX does $1 to $2. How's the homestead coming? It's coming. Lots of work to do. I think I am going to get my trade off, by the way. I've traded a lot of my GPUs for a tractor. There's a guy on Facebook who is interested in trading a tractor for my GPUs. So it's good news because I got to plow a driveway. I got to grade some land. I got to move some trees. I got to clear some brush. I got always work to do on the farm. Always work to do on the farm. Boring, 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 boring until it's not. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Boring until it's not. So yeah, let me know if you guys find a stream that this is on. I'll just kind of hold these up until we'll kind of keep checking on Binance. Or Yahoo says 69 minutes. Yahoo's usually pretty accurate. I don't see any. Excuse me. I don't see anything else right now. So what is this? Jerome Powell. Do you guys want to watch Jerome Powell until then?
Say beyond what you.
Because I need to go get some coffee.
So I said there are two things really. There's changes to the consensus statement, and then
we'll look at some charts. I'm gonna go grab some coffee.
Post-meeting,
I'll be right back.
Communications. We're gonna look at those two things a lot. And as it relates to the consensus statement, which is also known as the Statement on Longer-Run Goals and Monetary Policy, therefore it needed a shorter name.
Trump is signing executive orders where?
At the changes that we made in 2020. So if you go back to 2020, what we had was we'd been at the effective lower bound for 7 years. We never got rates above 2%. We were at 1.5% when the pandemic hit, and the feeling very much was that if even a mild downturn came, we'd be back to the effective lower bound maybe again for years on end. So we were looking for ways to try to minimize the likelihood of that, and a pretty standard result in the research was a kind of a makeup strategy. That's what that was. So the framework changes that we made were very focused on the importance of the effective lower bound problem, which was thought to be the big problem at the time, and those were the changes that we made. So, and we thought that those issues would be persistent, but the universe had other ideas, and the pandemic arrived just a few months after we implemented the framework, and really changed the whole mixture, and effectively the idea of an overshoot, of a modest overshoot or moderate overshoot of inflation really became irrelevant, and we were back to the regular framework, and we did what we did, and you have the results today. So I think we'll be looking at, for example, the focus in the consensus statement. We'll be looking at the focus that we had on the effective lower bound. It's probably not the base case anymore, but it's probably still relevant. We'll be looking at shortfalls, which is an interesting idea, and there are different ways to express that. And we'll be certainly we'll also be looking at the idea of having a moderate overshoot of inflation over the 2% target following periods when inflation has been low. We're looking at all of those things, and again, I expect to be done, by the end of the summer. On the communications, particularly our post-meeting communications, we're going to take a close look at the SEP and also compare ourselves to what other central banks around the world do. And this will be a couple of weeks from now. We'll have our second meeting, and I think we'll be done in time for sort of the end of the summer.
Yeah, that's great. Let me pick up on this question about the level of prices versus the inflation rate. Economists spend a lot of time making the distinction between the rate of change and the level. I'm not sure that the public fully understands this because you see these surveys about how frustrated people are with inflation. Inflation now is not that different than your target. It's above, but not meaningfully so. But do you think that price stability needs to take into account how far you away from the objective? And if you've had a big run up and the level remains high, even if the inflation rate is back to normal, is that something we need to reconsider?
118K by the end of February, but you didn't say which year.
The public
I meant
what the public
2025.
experience
I was a little bit early.
Is the prices of things. And the prices of things went up a lot in 2021 and 22, and to some extent in 23. And when we talk about inflation, we're obviously talking about the rate of change now. But the public's not wrong. They are experiencing high prices, and obviously you can have a great labor market, but if people are really struggling because of high prices, that's what they're really going to feel. So they're right about what they're saying. In terms of, I don't think there's any need to redefine price stability. I think you can always go back to the way Alan Greenspan said it. I won't get the exact words, but everyone here knows the idea is if businesses and households are making their economic decisions without having to consider the possibility of high inflation, that's price stability. I don't think we need to rethink inflation, the way we deal with it. I don't think we need to reinvent price stability. So,
okay. Okay, the elephant in the room. Economists normally assume that a tariff is passed into domestic prices, and as the Secretary of Treasury said yesterday, that would change the level of prices once, but wouldn't mean anything for inflation a year later. If we're looking at what happens over the next year, how would we know if the conventional view is not correct and that it's leaked into something more troubling?
So I think that start with the general thought is that if there's a spike in prices that's a one-time thing that is going to go through the economy, then it's not appropriate to react to it because our policy by design will reduce employment and activity, and it would not have really been needed to be done. So you look through those things if you can. So if you put that in the context of tariffs, I think if you look at where forecasts are, look at the blue chip, look where everybody's forecasting some inflation effect
someone
from
please
tariffs.
summarize
So
what's
it's very
happening?
likely that
what's happening
if
is
tariffs are imposed, and
crypto
let's
summit
remember we
hasn't
really
started
don't
yet.
know what's
And so we're
happening
watching
yet.
Jerome
We're
Powell.
at a stage where we're still very uncertain about what will be tariffed, for how long, at what level. We're going to have to wait to see all of that. But the likelihood is that some of that will find its way. It'll hit the exporters, the importers, the retailers, and to some extent the consumers, and we'll see what that is. And in a simple case where we know it's a one-time thing, the textbook would say look through it. But I think the situation you would want to also be sure of a couple of things. One just is that if it turns into a series of things and it's more than that, and if the increases are larger, that would matter. And what really would matter is what's happening with longer-term inflation expectations and how persistent are the inflationary effects. You want to look at all of those things, and you'd want to remember the current context, which is we came off of very high inflation. and we haven't fully
This blah,
returned
blah,
to
blah,
2% on a sustainable basis. So you got to put all that in the mix as you make this decision. I would point people back to 2019, when we had the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we had lower immigration, and we had regulatory policy under President Trump in the first regime, and we wound up cutting 3 times because growth weakened so much. So there are many effects of tariffs. And as I pointed out, it's really the effect of all of these policies that matter for our policy. It's not simply what's happening with tariffs. It's what's happening with growth and all the other things as a result of these broad changes in economic policy, not just tariffs.
Okay, just to put a point on this, I think I know what you're going to say, but the usual rule that economists hold is that when an uncertainty is high, we're gradualist. And
88,000.
I'm wondering whether you
600.
view that as the right benchmark or anchor to think about.
I view it as the right benchmark or anchor for right now, and that's because the costs of being cautious are very, very low.
Let's take a look on Yahoo. How much time we got? 61 minutes. Okay, 1 hour. This is supposed to start. So what do you guys want to do? We can look at the charts. We can do the TA. We can watch JPZ speak if you guys want to watch JPZ speak. While we're waiting. That's up to you guys. How's that coffee? Delicious. Dunder Mifflin. XVG. All right, let's take a look. Goodbye DCA moment. I think so. Listen, I've said it once. I've said it 100 times. The altcoins have bottomed 32 days ago, February 3rd, 2025. That was the bottom of the altcoins. They have not went a second lower. The bottom for Bitcoin was February 28th. I think that the Bitcoin has bottomed, or the altcoins have bottomed. I'm fairly certain that Bitcoin has bottomed too. I'm more open-minded to it, but either way, I think that the altcoins have bottomed. So in my opinion, very, very, very good time to be DCAing. Yes. When is the summit starting? 1 hour. 1 hour from now. Irish Dano, thanks for the coffee magic. Ski, do you still day trade? I'm more swing trade. Put the Simpsons on. I got you. How low can Uni get? Did you get your tractor yet? No, but there's a guy on Facebook who is interested in trading my GPUs for his tractor. Are you going to show the summit event here live? I am, but we're waiting for it to start. It doesn't start for another hour. I was duped into thinking it started right now, and I was on time for once. And then here we are. I was on time for once, and now we got to wait an hour. Imagine. I should have just been late. It's okay. XVG. Solana is doing quite well. Only Pepe went lower. Yeah, there's a few that went lower, but what I'm talking about is the total 3. Right? The total 3, which I would measure as the broader altcoin market. There are some that, yes, they went lower. That's fine. But what I'm talking about generally is the broader altcoin market did not. You're usually late. I know. When does the summit start? 1 hour from now. Can you chart Solnic? I got you. Let's look at it. I like this chart right here. XVG. This looks like the same chart as VeChain. This looks like the same as pretty much everything else that I'm looking at. Pull this over here. I don't know what the tokenomics on this are. XVG. And then I'll pull up Solnic after this. Why does your hair look so different? What did you do? I just decided to just cut it. I usually go get a haircut, but he kept raising the prices, and I'm just a cheapskate. Like, bro, I already tip you really good. So I just did it myself. Instead of getting it faded, I just shaved it on the sides. And then my wife braided the back. So there you go. That's the update on my hair. Your corn background music. Let me look at this. So XVG looks like a pretty good buy, bro. Good tokenomics, really good chart. I don't know what the fundamentals are, but that checks the main 2 boxes. So there you go. Bro, talk about Flux, please. I love Flux. Flux is my favorite AI play. Period. My favorite AI play. Let's chart Solnic and then we can look at Flux. And let me know when we get closer to the meeting, so I don't want to miss it too. So somebody's in charge. Who wants to be in charge of keeping me on track on time? Can Flux do $5? Yes, I think so. Okay, so relatively the same thing. So Solnic is pretty much doing the same chart as Bitcoin right now, where you could say that this was a liquidation wick, so to speak. But the body of this candle is way up here. And if you're looking at the bodies, it's in a higher low structure. Back testing the prior range, lots of support right here, lots of support right here, and lots of support right here. So it's on top of like literal year of support. And then if you just, with everything that we know about the fundamentals, with everything that we know about the fundamentally what we're doing with the charts, the TA, and the partnerships that we have. By the way, Cliff, did you get an exact date on when the Google Pay is going to be available? But yeah, all these things factored in, I think that things are looking very, very, very good. And then even just in the micro, because we did have this big liquidation right here. I mean, this takes us just on the Fibonacci's to a micro, takes us to 3.1 cents, as high as 3.6 cents. That's just a micro Fibonacci. This isn't even counting the factor of, where we're going to be at. This doesn't count Solana being added to the strategic reserve. So, yeah, things are looking very, very good. This is just one micro leg, but ultimately by the end of the bull market, I still hold 7.5 cents. Flux is getting a little bit harder than the rest of the market. It's still on this downtrend. It's at the bear market lows. Got a little bit of work to do. But, I mean, I think worst case, we're going to waddle our way out of this downtrend. I don't think we're going to break all this. That's a lot of support to break through. How oversold are we right now on the daily? Pretty oversold. What's on the top value list? Play. Most of the summit is closed doors. Right, exactly. Webb says I got around 400K, Solnic around 0035. ADA short term. I don't mind ADA short term and especially long term, but I like how ADA had this big violent move to the upside and then it took a lot of that back and now it's just trading on top of. It's like back testing the entire prior range. So this is good. Like you had this massive 100% move to the upside. So Flux 3 to 5, easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's the retracement. I think that it could easily get to, $8, $12, even $20 for parabolic, but 3 to 5 would be my low case scenario. You'll be retired. I mean, bro, honestly, like, if I told you, like, hey, man, put in the work, grind for 5 years straight, and you're going to retire. That's a pretty good amount of time rather than, doing what normally people do, working for 40 years. I saw a quote today, and I think it's just true. It's I'm going to put this, I'll put this in the chat, bro. I'll show you guys. Let me put this. But it's a really good perspective to keep things in so here you go. Here's the perspective. Imagine playing Monopoly and never buying any asset or investment that generate income.
And the pandemic arrived just a few months after we implemented the framework and really changed the whole mixture. And the effect of the public experience, what the public experiences is the prices of things. And the prices of things went up a lot in 2021 and 22, and to some extent in 23. And when we talk about inflation, we're obviously talking about the rate of change now. But the public's not wrong. They are experiencing high prices, and obviously you can have a great labor market, but if people are really struggling because of high prices, that's what they're really going to feel. So they're right about what they're saying. In terms of, I don't think there's any need to redefine price stability. I think you can always go back to the way Alan Greenspan said it. I won't get the exact words, but everyone here knows the idea is if businesses and households are making their economic decisions without having to consider the possibility of high inflation, that's price stability. I don't think we need to rethink inflation the way we deal with it. I don't think we need to reinvent price stability. So,
okay. Okay, the elephant in the room. Economists normally assume that a tariff is passed into domestic prices, and as the Secretary of Treasury said yesterday, that would change the level of prices once, but wouldn't mean anything for inflation a year later. If we're looking at what happens over the next year, how would we know if the conventional view is not correct and that it's leaked into something more troubling?
So I think that start with the general thought is that if there's a spike in prices that's a one-time thing that is going to go through the economy, then it's not appropriate to react to it, because our policy by design will reduce employment and activity, and it would not have really been needed to be done. So you look through those things if you can. So if you put that in the context of tariffs, I think if you look at where forecasts are, look at the blue chip, look where everybody's forecasting some inflation effect from tariffs. So it's very likely that if tariffs are imposed, and let's remember, we really don't know what's happening yet. We're at a stage where we're still very uncertain about what will be tariffed, for how long, at what level. We're going to have to wait to see all of that. But the likelihood is that some of that will find its way, it'll hit the exporters, the importers, the retailers, and to some extent the consumers, and we'll see what that is. And in a simple case where we know it's a one-time thing, the textbook would say look through it. But I think the situation, you would want to also be sure of a couple of things. One just is that if it turns into a series of things and it's more than that, and if the increases are larger, that would matter. And what really would matter is what's happening with longer term inflation expectations and how persistent are the inflationary effects. You want to look at all of those things, and you'd want to remember the current context, which is we came off of very high inflation, and we haven't fully returned to 2% on a sustainable basis. So you got to put all that in the mix as you make this decision. I would point people back to 2019, when we had the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we had lower immigration, and we had regulatory policy under President Trump in the first regime, and we wound up cutting 3 times because growth weakened so much. So there are many effects of tariffs. And as I pointed out, it's really the effect of all of these policies that matter for our policy. It's not simply what's happening with tariffs. It's what's happening with growth and all the other things as a result of these broad changes in economic policy, not just tariffs.
Okay, just to put a point on this, I think I know what you're going to say, but the usual rule that economists hold is that when an uncertainty is high, we're gradualist. And I'm wondering whether you view that as the right benchmark or anchor to think about.
I view it as the right benchmark or anchor for right now, and that's because the costs of being cautious are very, very low. You know, the economy's fine. It doesn't need us to do anything really, and so we can wait, and we should wait. I think there are cases where uncertainty is high, where that would not be the case, where the costs of going slow might be high, and those would be, for example, you know, if inflation expectations were clearly under pressure, or if you're at the beginning of the pandemic and uncertainty is unquestionably elevated, but you nonetheless act very aggressively because of the potential cost of not doing so.
Okay, that's interesting. But I'll ask a couple more conjunctural questions, but there's a lot of people in the room here that are very curious about what you want to say about the Basel III endgame. So that's inside baseball, but people's wallets depend on this. So
I'm looking to see if I can find anything.
You want to say anything about that?
Sure, absolutely. So our view at the Fed is we very much intend to complete the Basel III endgame. And we think that's very important. We think that the Basel Accords really are important to set sort of minimum standards for international banking around the world. And we expect that we will. We're kind of on hold until the U.S. banking agencies are really back up and running with new leadership. But once they are, we fully expect to get back to that work and complete the Basel III endgame. And I have a good reason to think that we'll be able to do that.
That's good news. Another little bit of inside baseball, but there's been a lot of discussion in the last few weeks about changing some of the statistics that are emphasized about the economy. And the Commerce Department recently disbanded the Federal Economic Statistics Advisory Committee.
So the AP has it.
And I know during COVID, you felt like there were many indicators of the economy that were kind of broken or not so helpful. So do we need to worry about whether the Fed's ability to do its job might come into question because of
you guys tricked me.
Deficiency?
Let's look at the charts. I don't care about this. Sorry. We got 35 minutes till the real deal thing starts. I'm about to fall asleep over here watching this. These two old guys talk about whatever. Well, you know, there's many factors to inflation. No, there's not. Are they printing money or are they not? End of story. That's it. They're printing money. There you go. Inflation. All right, let's get into the charts. What do you guys want to look at? Let's look at Bitcoin. I wish I would have waited an hour. That's okay. Yeah. All right, so the interesting thing that's happening that I'm not seeing too many people talk about. Me and Alex talked about it this morning on the live stream. The DXY. This is real. Okay, the DXY is not some like shit coin that's just going to go to zero. The DXY doesn't move super fast. And it's at 103 right now. So, pretty big deal, in my opinion. We'll see how low it gets. It's definitely starting to get oversold at this point. I mean, this is a stark correction. This is one of the starkest corrections that I've ever seen on the DXY, actually. So we'll see. Do I think that DAG can hit an all-time high? No, I don't think that DAG will hit an all-time high. I think it will retrace. But this is looking good, though. Like, we want to see this as far as for... we want to see this for risk on assets, such as Bitcoin and the stock market and everything else like that. So this right here is definitely a good sign in the right direction. GRT, highly inflationary. Not a huge fan of GRT and their tokenomics. Is it better for the DXY to keep going low? For risk on assets, yes. Like, that's what we need. We need the DXY, the strength of the US dollar, to continue to plummet in order to get very good signs for Bitcoin, the stock market, cryptocurrency. So that has been a stipulation in the past. Says, had some shorts and they got triggered, just waiting for my longs. Are you like trying to get them both triggered? What's the deal, bro? Flux or Rose for better ROI from here? I think they're pretty similar. I would probably pick Flux just because it's a lower market cap, but I like them both here. Let's do old school coins. Shiba, new all-time high at the top. I think that Shiba gets an all-time high. I think that that's in the cards, especially if you're looking at especially if you're looking at the market cap. You gonna stream Trump's crypto talk? I am. In fact, I thought it was an hour ago, which is why I went live an hour ago. So they pulled the rug on me. VeChain, 20 cents, 40 cents, 69 cents. That's my low, medium, high targets. STX prediction. What price prediction for? I was watching CNBC's live stream as well. 40 cents for XTC. Eric says ARB. Take a look. Says your music is always good, brother. Thank you. The goal in my music is to have some music that is chill, upbeat, but not overpowering, both in volume and in hypeness. So that's my goal. Just some chill, upbeat stuff. That doesn't get me demonetized. That's also part of the goal. So, ARB, can you look at K and C and let me know your thoughts? I got you, Cole. But the DXY is going down. Is it not a non-event? I think the DXY going down is massive. Dynex. I'll look at Dynex. Did Flux have a lot of inflation? No, it does not. Does not. Mike, thanks for the roses, bro. You savage.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
You should have the cream rising to the top again on YouTube. ARB. I mean, it took out the low here. This looks like the settling climax, your automatic reaction, your secondary test. I'd probably pull a fib from here even and just do some micro analysis here, but retracement in the micro is 88 cents, parabolic in the micro 260, and the absolute would take you to the macro, which would be 350. So I think 350 is in play. Anyone seen Sonic 3 any good? I think it's pretty good. I liked it a lot. Is XLM long-term hold in your thoughts? You could definitely make that argument. I would just rather have XRP. There's a little bit less inflation on XRP than XLM. And there's more regulatory clarity. But, you know, XLM is fine long-term. Is XYO good long-term? I think so. 10 to 20 cents is my target for XYO. AXL. What we got? 1 hour. Let me make sure that TikTok is not doing their thing here. Okay, we're good. Okay. Let's take a look. See 27 minutes for Yahoo. And I got the AP up on my phone here. I'll see which one comes on first, or like they also say 27 minutes. So there we go. That's I guess it was 1:30 Central Time. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. So we'll wait for that. More to come on that. Cherry picking your charts is a bad look, is it? The DXY, the number is 105. I don't care what time frame it's on. You could pull up the 1 minute chart. You could pull up the 1 hour chart. You could pull up the 1 day chart. You could pull up the 1 week chart. You could pull up the 1 minute chart. You could pull up the 1 month chart. You could pull up the 1 year chart. I don't care. 105 is the number. If we're below 105, that's good for risk on assets. If we're above 105, that's typically bad. There you go. Is that cherry picked for you? 1 year chart. Look on the 1 year chart. If we're above 105, it's bad. If we're below 105, it's good. No, I'm talking about the DXY. I was accused of cherry picking, even though I'm on the daily chart. See, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, how much time do we got? And I will say about this too. I would be very worried right now if Bitcoin was pumping like above 100K, like it almost was. I think we got to 94 just the other day. If we were pumping above 100K right now, I'd be a little bit worried. But the fact that we're not, I think is a good sign. I'm going to be live for the summit. Yes, I'm just waiting. In fact, I did not mean to go live this early. I would have waited 45 minutes before I went live, but that's okay. One minute chart. That's where it's at. Yeah. So the summit's supposed to start in 21 minutes. So we'll live stream that. All right, let's look at KNC. Ski doesn't like us that much. I do like you that much. I would have probably just recorded a video. I think there's like there's a threshold of like value for my time. KNC. So this is a huge accumulation here. It's still skidding though. I think it's still making lower lows, which would lead me to believe that there's inflation on this coin. I don't know that that's true. Here's what I'm going to say before I even look. It leads me to believe that there's inflation. If there's inflation, I would factor that in for my expectations. And if there's not, this is a huge accumulation period, which is good. It doesn't look like there is inflation. There's a little bit. So the FDV is 90 million, and so there's a little bit, not that much. So yeah, this just looks like accumulation to me. No sign of strength yet. I like the 30-second. Give me the 1 second chart. I thought it started at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Me too, Timmy. Me too. Timothy? Me too. But yeah, I don't mind this chart, though. This looks like macro accumulation. The next structural move would be sign of strength, which should be about 120. All right, Dynex. Still skidding. The beatings will continue until morale is improved. There you go. That's what I want to see us break. We haven't done it yet. We have not done it yet.
Those things if you can. So if you put that in the context of tariffs, you know, I think if you look at where forecasts are, look at the blue chip, look where everybody's forecasting some inflation effect from tariffs. So it's very likely that you know that if tariffs are imposed, and let's remember, we really don't know what's happening yet. We're at a stage where we're still very uncertain about what will be tariffed, for how long, at what level. We're going to have to wait to see all of that. But the likelihood is that some of that will find its way, you know, it'll hit the exporters, the importers, the retailers, and to some extent the consumers, and we'll see what that is. And in a simple case where we know it's a one-time thing, you know, the textbook would say look through it. But I think the situation, you would want to also be sure of a couple of things. One just is that if it turns into a series of things and it's more than that, and if the increases are larger, that would matter. And what really would matter is what's happening with longer term inflation expectations and how persistent are the inflationary effects. You want to look at all of those things, and you'd want to remember the current context, which is we came off of very high inflation, and we haven't fully returned to 2% on a sustainable basis. So you got to put all that in the mix as you make this decision. I would point people back to 2019, you know, when we had the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, we had lower immigration, and we had regulatory policy under President Trump in the first regime, and you know, we wound up cutting 3 times because growth weakened so much. So there are many effects of tariffs, and as I pointed out, it's really the effect of all.
Definitely flirting with reversing, and this you could almost say is your spring and accumulation here. But the next sign would be getting above the 200, number 1, and number 2, getting above this high right here at 1836. That would be a full reversal. But this, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I don't know what the inflation is on this coin, but yeah, not too bad. Neo, you are the Matrix. Let's go, Ski and Sonic community. Let's go. Mustard! That was Big John that I was working out with. That was an 88-pound kettlebell, and I'm cooked. Bro, I am sore today. I tell you that. How is the new farm? Doing great. Still working on things. I got to put in a driveway. I'm about to trade some of my GPUs for a tractor. Got lots of stuff to do. We ordered all of our orchard. We ordered like 20 trees. That's got delayed 2 times now. But we're going to be planting that soon. Lots of work to do. But I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the work. Can you try ICP? Sure can. ICP. I don't mind ICP's chart. I think this was your selling climax. Same thing. ICP has not went lower since February 3rd, making higher lows. I think this is your selling climax, your automatic rally, your secondary test. We'll see what happens. But I'm encouraged by ICP's chart. Someone please block this dude. I got it. I did it. Don't worry. Axler. What's the ticker for Axler, bro? 7 minutes, guys. Sound off for equipment check. Okay. All okay, Jump Master. That's an airborne joke. 3 people got that. Three people got that joke. And if you did, it's a hilarious joke. And if you didn't, I'm sorry. AXELAR. If you got that joke, you're pretty cool. This thing's going to be a nothing burger, and we'll see another dip. I'm going to be honest. So Axler, I don't mind the chart on Axler. Same thing. Bottomed in February 3rd, making higher lows. So pretty much the same as everything else. That's what I would say. This right now, and I talked about it this morning in the live stream with Alex. This time right now reminds me of 2023. So much, but it's going to be crazier because the news and the narrative, we were just trading sideways. We were having dips just sideways and just terrible stuff over and over and over again. The narrative was the BlackRock ETFs, and no one believed it was happening. Nobody. And then it happened. And it was just disbelief and doubt, 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 disbelief and doubt the whole time. And then it happened. It reminds me of that so much, like the feeling from retail. But I would say that this is going to be even more epic. When 0 knots? 0 knots? Wow. Give us hope. Instead of a jump master, I'm the hope master. Would you say Land Wolf is a good buy? I'm not a giant fan of Land Wolf. No, I'm talking about 2023. The whole time, and I'll pull up the chart. Let me just pull this up real quick. We got 4 minutes. The whole time in 2023. So this is dominance. I got the wrong thing. The whole time in 2023. So here's the chart of 2023. And from here all the way. This is not the right chart, but I can pull it up for you. But right here, this peak right here. Right here, this peak. That's when the Bitcoin ETF got approved. That's when it actually got approved. Right there. Local top. But all of this, the narrative was on the horizon. And that's what retail kept saying. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. Chopping lower, lower, sideways, boring, bloody, beaten. And then we pumped. We actually got the news. That was a local top. Big correction. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. But this to me is bigger than even that. And I think we're somewhere in here of just the disbelief, beaten down, boring. What was this correction right here, by the way? 21%. And what happened? We hit euphoria. I'll let you know when we get there. I'll let you know when we get there. I've talked about this. I think them passing the Bitcoin ETF, not ETF, them passing the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve like the real one, where it actually passes through Congress, it actually passes through the House, the legislation, the Senate, just like the Texas has already done. It's passed the House and the Senate, but no one's talking about that. Absolutely nothing about that. Texas would be the 8th largest GDP in the world, not the state, in the world. No one's talking about it. Great. in my opinion, what's probably going to happen is when the United States actually starts buying the Bitcoin, that will be our top. But I think it's going to take some time. It's going to take probably like 6 months to actually get it passed into law. They used to say wind was 0 knots, but we jumped over trees and the DZ was off in the distance. Yeah, my last jump, I kid you not. We got 1 minute, so I'm going to tell a 1 minute story. I kid you not. This was my last jump. My last jump was not a good jump. I almost died. But my jump master, he pulls up the map and he goes, here's the sketchy part right here. So here's the drop zone. We're actually going to land over here. It's not quite on the map. And then the wind's going to carry us into... And I should have just been like, just scratch me. I'm good on that. But I didn't. And our sergeant major got caught in the trees. Our major got caught in the trees. And I about died. Literally. So yeah. That was fun. Not. 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. All right, let's refresh this. Nothing yet. Okay. Come on. Is the AP live yet? None of them are live yet. Got delayed another 30 minutes. Is that real? Is that real? Did it really get delayed? Are you trolling me, bro? When Ski sells his XRP at $8, it's probably over. Probably. How is U.S. government buying Bitcoin if they won't be using tax? Well, it's a separate... Listen, I talked about this morning. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let's bring up a chart. Bitcoin Cash. We don't care about Bitcoin Cash. Okay. Let me know if it goes live, and I'll go back to it. But listen. So, separate things. Okay? These are separate things. So, the United States has approximately 215,000, not dollars, but Bitcoin. 215,000 Bitcoins. Okay? Last night, the executive order that President Trump signed was stating that this will not be sold. Somehow people are bearish on the idea that the United States is not going to be selling 215,000 Bitcoin. I don't know what world we live in where we think that this is bearish. But that's the world we're living in right now. Okay? Now, separate of this... Uh-oh. Due to inactivity. Uh-oh. What in the world? All right. Well, there we go. Sorry, everyone. TikTok just ended my live stream. Sorry, everyone. We'll wait for everyone to get back in here. Can you guys... Are we live on TikTok? There we go. I don't know what happened there, guys. Sorry about that. TikTok said... ended due to inactivity. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get back on it. So basically, on the left, you have the 215,000 Bitcoins that was got from the seized Bitcoin. And the executive order last night that took place stated that they will not be selling this Bitcoin. This is a separate thing, which retail is lumping into one big thing, but it's not one big thing. This is a separate thing than the bill that was promised that has to go through the Senate, that has to go through Congress, where the United States will buy 1 million Bitcoin. This is a separate thing. Now, last night, when this got passed, people took it as like, but they said this. But this is a separate issue and a separate problem that was being handled at a separate time. This is a big deal, though. This means that 215,000 Bitcoins are not going to be sold. Great. Fantastic news. I don't know what world we live in where 215,000 different Bitcoins of selling pressure is no longer going to exist, is bearish. But that's the world we are living in, according to retail. What a time to be alive. All right, cool. Let's check on Yahoo. Are we live? Are we live on any of them yet? I'm not seeing it on Yahoo. I'm not seeing it on the AP yet. What's up? I am, but they keep delaying it. Are we live yet? Is that your girl Ski? Yeah. She's telling me about the tractor. Somebody wants to buy it. Buy my GPUs with a tractor. Are they printing more money? They never stopped. All right, you want to say hi to everybody? They want to say hi. What is this music right now? What's the total?
He said that it'd be 800 for him to spray boat and 400 to replace it. Like 1,200 or 400.
Okay, I'll talk with you then in a bit. Oh. I just realized that the comments weren't coming in. My bad, bro. Me, myself, and I just realized you gave me a $1.99 donation. Where is that coin? Base fart coin. Where can I find that? Thank you for the $1.99 donation, bro. You savage.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
It's not on yet. I'm looking at Yahoo and AP. I don't see anything yet. Nothing on ABC yet. Let me know if you guys see if it's live somewhere. But I'm looking on Yahoo and AP. I don't see it on AP or the Yahoo. Okay, so they AP just delayed it 6 more minutes. So there you go. If that is the case, I'll keep an eye on AP and I'll keep an eye on Yahoo. But AP delayed it 6 more minutes, so we'll see. I hope they say the right things. Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. Ski goes live for 4 hours straight. Somebody pinch me. CNBC just delayed another 30 minutes. When Euphoria starts, how long would you say it lasts for? A few months. Not that long. Base Farcorn is up 35.5%. Me, myself, and I. Bro, thanks for the gift, bro. I didn't notice that you did it. It didn't notify me. TikTok shut down. I know. We should be good now, though. It's because I'm not looking at TikTok's like software, and every so often they'll tell me to verify that I'm still live, and I won't get it. When is the next bull run? 2029? I don't think 2029 is going to be good, honestly. Just snuck outside to let you all know the delay was due to the fact that we voted Doge and Solnick in the reserve. So there you go. I have breaking news. Somebody blocked this guy with the AI stuff. I've had longs in for over a week now. I hope it pumps before it dumps. I think there's going to be lots of volatility. I think there's going to be lots. How come 2029 not good? Do we want to go down this? We got 5 minutes. We got 5 minutes. But I have to pee too, is the thing. I'll give you a short synopsis. Because once I broke in the seals, like, we're cooked. Big J, thanks for the roses, the TikTok, the ice cream cone, the corn, the hearts, you savage.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
I'll break it down for you thoroughly during this live stream at some point. But the short version is the 7-year cycle, the sabbatical year, and it's not good for stocks. In crypto, that is 2029. The last one was 2022. For perspective, we had the war in Ukraine. We had the recession, even though they didn't call it that. Bitcoin bottomed, all kinds of stuff. So 2008, 2015, 2022, 2029. That's the next one. The one before 2008 was 2001. Before that, you had 94. Before that, you had 87, which was Black Monday. So the short answer is the 7-year cycle. I don't think it's going to be good, but I do think we're going to be rocking and rolling up into that. What was mentioned in the reserve? The summit hasn't started yet. It has not started. I think it's been delayed another 5 minutes according to the AP. 3 minutes. Okay, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Sell everything in 2028, if bad in 2029. Could be. I mean, that's what history would tell us. I'm definitely going to be paying attention. So the AP says we got 2 minutes. I'm going to put this in my Telegram so that I can... in my Telegram. Any news? We're still waiting. It got delayed a little bit. Let me do this. There we go. The fact that crypto isn't skyrocketing right now baffles me. It encourages me. I got to be honest with you. I'm not trying to be like funny here. I would be more worried, truthfully. I would be more worried if we were rocketing into the event right now. That would be, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, classic setup. The fact that we're not is encouraging to me in all actuality. And I'm not trying to be, you know, funny or whatever. But that is the reality. They delayed it again. 15 minutes for the AP. Okay, so let's pull up the charts then, and we'll wait. So it looks like whoever said the 30-minute delay was correct. It's it's delayed because Michael Saylor and Brad Garlinghouse got into a fight. Who would win that fight? Let me know. Put in the comments who would win in a fight between Brad Garlinghouse and Michael Saylor. Who do you guys got? And tell me why. Who do you have and why? If we were already pumped, I would close my longs. They're adding Suey to the reserve. Bitcoiners, ties DC. Brad all day. Your thoughts on Cardano? I like Cardano short term and long term. Sailor. Brad will lose, too soft. I'm nervous, Ski. Sailor, more Bitcoin. Here's my thoughts. This is the most debated thing in crypto right now. Who would win in a fight? Brad Garlinghouse or Michael Saylor? Here's who I got. If we're talking legal battles. If we're talking legal battles, like if you're talking who are you worried is going to sue you and take over as world domination, I would say that Brad Garlinghouse would be the winner. But if we're talking about some rock'em sock'em robots, let me get Michael Saylor. Saylor knows jiu-jitsu. Well, there you go. If that's true, you think we're not getting a run until 2026? I do not think that. That is not what I think. My thoughts are that the altcoins have bottomed. And they have the total 3, which is so the total 3 is you take every single cryptocurrency not named Bitcoin, not named Ethereum, and you put them all in one chart. That's the total 3. The total 3 has bottomed. We have not went a second lower since February 3rd. It feels like we're going so much lower and everything is just crashing and and Ski cannot talk and Ski forgot how to enunciate his words. It feels like the sky is falling. But in reality, this was the bottom right here. Right here, the tariffs, February 3rd, 2025. We have not went a second lower for the total 3. And we've been making higher lows. Now, what we haven't got yet, we have not got a higher high yet. That's what we need. Cheap shot, Sailor. It's the most debated thing in crypto right now. Who's going to win in a fight? Why is ETH on a struggle bus? Because the technology. It's the AOL. Just give me 3 minutes.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of heat time.
Sailor's the 5-finger death punch. It's the most debated thing in crypto right now. Who do you got? But yeah, total 3 looking good. And I've been saying it since February. It doesn't feel like that's what happened, right? I acknowledge. It does not feel like we've bottomed since February 3rd, over a month ago. It doesn't feel that way. But that's what the facts state. All right? That's what the facts state. And that's true. I understand that some things have went lower. I get it. But the whole basket, that's where we're at. Brad fought the SEC for too many years. Pretty tough. That's what I said in the beginning of the most debated thing in crypto right now. Is if we're talking legality, who are you worried is going to sue you? Who are you going to worry that's going to take world domination? I got Brad. But if we're talking to straight up, put your dukes up, rock'em sock'em robot, it got delayed. The summit got delayed another like 10 minutes. I got Sailor. Will he tell something about crypto if anything happened? I mean, it's a crypto summit. I imagine they're going to talk about crypto, but knowing Trump, he's going to talk a lot of great things about how amazing Donald Trump is. Maybe the best president, even better than George Washington. And nasty Joe Biden. I know it's a crypto summit, but I anticipate if that is on my bingo card, if we're talking about like, what is he going to talk about? I imagine he's going to talk about how awesome Trump is and how nasty Joe Biden is. That's for sure going to be in the summit. Sailor, the Bitcoin boss. You expect the market to move, brother? I do. I think the market's going to move a lot to the upside, to the downside. I think lots of shorts are going to be liquidated. I think lots of longs are going to be liquidated and everything in between. So the AP has the thing starting 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Thoughts on Render? I think Render gets to $20. I don't mind Render. I don't mind Render at all. The summit has not started yet. We're waiting. 9 minutes. You think Bitcoin hits all-time high by the end of the month? I think there's a strong possibility for it. Yes. I think that Yo, Ski, what's Ondo doing? What's Ondo going to go to? Ondo is, it's all right. I wasn't like an Ondo moon boy. That wasn't me. I'm not buying more alts. Only Solnic from here on out. Solnic, my number one 100x play. Period. Are there news? We're waiting for the summit to start. It's supposed to start in 9 minutes. In fact, I'm going to pull up the AP. This is just on a loop is what I've realized. Let me pull this up too. Crypto. Where? I'll have the AP up and I'll have the here it is. No way. Did they delay it again? Let me see. I don't think so. One of mine might not be right. Oh, they definitely did. These bastards. 118 is now invalidated? No, it's not invalidated. That's the next move for me. I just was too early on it. All right, let's go back to the charts. We're waiting for the closed door meaning to open up their doors. Do you think we will see December heights again? I think we will pass December heights. Trump is always late. So am I. Can't fault him for that. Delayed just like the tariffs. When start? It was supposed to be 7 minutes, but they just made it 37 minutes. The wait better be worth it. Delaying equals sell the news event. I don't think so. We would have pumped, though. Where can I buy Solnic? You can buy Solnic on Radium, Jupiter, Soulflare, Phantom. Those are the 4 easiest ways. Sometime this month, you're going to be able to buy it on Google. Only delayed 1 out of 10 times. Not bad. A lot of people say, your boy Ski, the greatest DA on the market, gone the bottom on the day, video evidence. Can you chart DIA? I got you, bro. Yeah, let's get into your guys' charts and coins while we're waiting. He's like a machine. Like, when's he going to be wrong? DIA. When's the summit? They just delayed it 30 minutes. Can you do Solnic? I got you. I don't mind this chart, bro. DIA looks pretty damn good to me. This is the macro chart that I'm looking for sure. I don't know what the inflation on this is. Let me look. Let's look at the tokenomics on this because I don't know. Shiba predictions 5x from here. LCX $1 to $2. Let's see what the inflation on DIA is. So a little bit. 40% is left. Has there been a lot? There's been a lot. So a little bit more inflation than I would like. So this is probably more closer to, let me see if it's take out this peak here. So this peak right here went higher than over here. Okay. So this should be up here, like near the 0.5. So this move should have gotten you to the 0.5 if there was no inflation. So to me, that means the 382 is where I'd be looking, and maybe to the 618. So that'd be my price target is $2, as high as 340. I don't know that it's going to get parabolic though. Can you do XRP? XRP, I think is getting to $5 or $8. Chainlink 80 to 180. Can you look at CAS? I got you. ICP 100. CAS is, I mean, this looks like distribution, man. This is one of those that I had these targets. This is definitely distribution. I had these targets, and I talked about this giant thing. Man. Okay, so when we were pulling back here to 10 cents, I remember this. So we got to 15 cents and we pulled back to 10 cents. I had a target of freaking 5 cents. Video evidence. This was a year ago. Okay, this was in November of 2023. Over a year ago. I had a target of 5 cents. That looks like it's happening. I talked about this massive gap right here. Yeah, so this looks like clear distribution. Damn, I wish I would have held on to that 5 cents target because I moved off of it. I definitely did. So that's what it looks like. It looks like we're going to go down to 5 cents like I originally thought. And then reaccumulate. Get your sign of strength. Back test. That'd be what I would anticipate. That would put you at 14 cents for a retracement. And parabolic would be about 50 cents. 50 to 60 cents. He's talking. Is he? On where? Where's he talking? They're a summit or what? I'm waiting, Mr. Anderson. If you guys got a place where it's live, let me know. AP says 3 p.m. I know. That's what I got over here. 32 minutes. But they've delayed it 4 times now. So. Listen, I've talked about this. I don't want to tell you what to do, man, but low leverage trading right now. If you must trade, I would do extremely low. I would not be putting in 20x leverage trades right now. Absolutely not. Because in my opinion, they're going to get got to the upside and to the downside. I think that that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of volatility for the next couple of days. But ultimately, a week from now, I think we're going to continue to march our way higher. Just kind of a gruel higher is what I think. They're saying under XSUI is U.S. crypto being added to the reserve. That'd be crazy. Can you do Ondo? Can you check out Rose? Rose is nothing has changed, Rax. It's the same as yesterday when you asked me. And the day before that, and the yesterday, and the day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, it's the same. 30 for Theta, I think so. Floki. Up and down, and everyone's crying. Everyone's going to be crying who's trading. Honestly, I really think that this is going to be the most volatile that we may have ever seen crypto. So listen, let me just prep you. Okay? There's going to be crazy highs, and there's going to be crazy lows. That's what I anticipate for the next couple of days. Ultimately, though, I think we're going to settle out and march higher. That's what I think is going to happen. So let me calm your anxiety. Let's do it. Okay? Here's what I could see. Absolutely. Okay? I could see us absolutely rocketing to $102,000, $104,000. And then crashing back to $85,000. And everything in between. But ultimately, after a week, I anticipate something like this. That's what I think. He's talking. Where is he talking? Delayed 30 minutes. Yes, that's what AP says. That's what. So this is what I anticipate to happen over the next week or so. There's going to be lots of volatility. I would caution against trading. ABC is not the summit, though. I mean, we could pull it up if you want. The AP is live. Oh, here we go. The AP is live.
So we can show this is a unique trophy. This is the trophy, but it's not finished because it's unlike any other trophy. There is a key.
Oh, wow.
I'm going to turn the music
There
down.
is no other sports trophy like that.
Oh, that is good. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding.
Wait.
Wow.
Clickbaited. Damn it, they got me.
And that's the trophy.
We'll watch some silly
That's
stuff.
something, huh?
We got to win now, Mr. President.
This is a good one.
That's beautiful. I've
Inter
never
Miami and Seattle Sounders play
never seen
for this
anything
trophy.
like that.
It is
Let me look on
it's a
AP.
trophy of
AP
the
says
future.
it's delayed 30 minutes.
It represents
28 minutes.
the past, the future, everything, the present.
And this will be at the White House for a little while.
Yes.
So if anybody needs a picture or anything, you can take it,
So,
but this is...
If you like it, Mr. President, it can stay here just on the 13th of July. You should take it with me
Let's leave it here.
to the stadium to give it to the winners. They can take a picture, then we bring it back here after the picture.
Let's do that.
Ski, can you summarize what you said about Cass, buy or
It
sell or
travels a little
hold?
bit also, but I appreciate it.
28
It's good.
minutes from
And
now,
this-
yes.
This can definitely stay, right?
All right, we're going to... You guys, I don't know if you guys want to see him speak. The actual crypto stuff is supposed to start in 28 minutes.
We're talking about FIFA. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, you're having.
And they're both great guys, and by the way, they both get along fantastically well. Marco has done unbelievably as Secretary of State, and Elon is a very unique guy who's done a fantastic job. Yeah, enough. It's FIFA. Is this a FIFA question?
How do you see the World Cup playing out with the tension
Enough,
that you
it's
have with
FIFA.
Canada and Mexico?
Oh, I think it's going to make it more exciting. Tension's a good thing.
Even for the World Cup?
Yeah, I think so. I think it makes it much more exciting.
Sir, the entire.
FIFA going to the
Please come up.
Them to come up and take a picture?
Please, Johnny, come on. Get them up. That's great.
FIFA going to the moon.
Enhanced security do you anticipate having for all of these big events
I'll let you,
that are happening over the course of the next year?
I'll
Homeland
let Christie
Security is
answer
running.
that question.
Oh, answer what question?
Go ahead.
What in the world is
Security.
happening? We're
The
waiting.
security for this event will be run by the Department of Homeland Security. So we are signing today this
Say Solnick.
document that will say that we will form task forces and partnerships. We'll have incident command centers in these 11 cities that will partner all the agencies and departments at the federal. We'll
Bitcoin.
have some worldwide partners.
No, this
as
is
well
live,
as
bro.
long
Global
as-
level.
Yes, it'll be under our umbrella, and
The
we'll help
crypto summit
facilitate
starts
that,
in
but also working
20
with our local law enforcement is incredibly powerful.
6 minutes.
So streamlining those communications, it'll be a wonderful event, and everybody will be safe and fun.
We better be,
Yeah,
right?
it will be.
And this is the official ball
Thank you very
with your
much.
name.
The official bull run with your name.
I
Trump.
would give it to Christie, except it has my name on it.
We have another one for you. Of course, of course.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. Is that going to be the ball?
That's the
This
official
is the
match
ball
ball.
for this.
This will
for this
be what
trophy,
it
for this
will look
trophy.
like, the ball?
Yes.
When they play? I
When they
mean?
play.
Wow, that's great.
The official bull
Nobody
run
played yet.
in your name.
That's great. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you so much. Johnny, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Oh my God.
Thank you very much.
What is happening?
What can Columbia University do to restore the federal funds, sir?
Thank you.
Thank
Out the door, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so they should be starting the real deal thing. I don't know if this is going to roll into the other one, but we have Yahoo up. Oh my God, we're cooked. So here's 24 minutes until the actual thing starts, according to the AP, and then we have Yahoo up as well. So keep an eye on that. I imagine that's what's going to be next. So, Trump, my balls are bigger. Yeah. Thanks, Steven. Thanks for the rose, bro. I appreciate you.
But the cream will rise to
All
the
right, so
top.
yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
be live
yeah.
the whole time. We'll look at some charts and some TA, and some coins while we're waiting. Someone asked me about Caspa. Let's get the music back on until we actually go live. Someone asked me about Caspa. At what time? The summit, 24 minutes. So Caspa, in summary, at this point, it might go to 5 cents, but I mean, it's that was my target a long time ago, but I moved off of it, and I wish I wouldn't have. That was my target when we were at 15 cents, and in hindsight, clearly distribution, but ultimately, I think over the bull market, it will reaccumulate and go to 50 cents. Trump takes all longs and shorts. I think so. Okay, so I got Bitcoin up right now. And this is my summary of what I think is going to happen. I could see us going to $104,000 or making an all-time high even. All of the bears get wrecked and then coming all the way back to $84,000, $85,000. And all of the bulls getting wrecked. Listen, I would advise against leverage trading. If you must, I would do low leverage for the next few days. I think there's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets. I'm telling you right now. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets. Be very careful. Be very cautious. If you're going to trade, listen, I recommend just doing spot buys right now. If you're going to trade, keep it tight, keep it light. Keep it tight, keep it light, okay? There's going to be a lot of volatility. There's money to be made. But, man, keep it light, keep it tight. Can you do Andy on ETH, please? I got you, bro. Someone keep me posted if this goes live. So we got 22 minutes until the AP goes live with this, apparently. And then we got Yahoo right now. as well. So we're waiting on that right now, but we'll keep looking at the charts while we're waiting. Made me say his government name? Damn it, bro. Could it crash first and then pump? Certainly could. It could do either or, anything in between. There's going to be lots of volatility. Listen, as your non-financial advisor, I would just buy spot for the next few days. I would not be trading. If you must trade, low leverage, close stop losses. If you must. But man, oh man, I think spot is where it's at for the next few days. I'm not trading. Okay? Call me what you want, but you're going to call me solvent. Okay? Call me what you like, but you'll call me solvent. Let's look at Andy on ETH. You still accumulating Bitcoin? I am every week. So this has kind of broken the downtrend here. Looking at Andy on ETH, I would say that this has started to break the downtrend. Starting into accumulation, retracement is, I'll give you ROI, 3x. Price discovery is a 10x. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. That's sage advice. In simple terms, what exactly is spot? I got you, bro. Okay, so leverage trading is like you're going to go into an account like BitUnex or whatever, and you're going to borrow someone else's money so that you could buy Bitcoin at, 5x leverage or 10x leverage or 20x leverage. Right? What this means is for every $100 I bet of my own money, I have $500 of buying power. I have $1,000 of buying power. I have $2,000 of buying power. That's what leverage is. Okay? But buying at spot means if I buy Bitcoin at $100 of my buying power, I have $100 of buying power. And the thing is, you might lose value temporarily. It might go up, it might go down, whatever. But you're not going to get liquidated on this. You're not going to be forced to close your trade at a loss when you're buying at spot. So that's what spot is. Spot is you're just buying it at the price that it is with the amount of money that you have. But I would advise against leverage right now. It started. Did it start it? Okay, let's see. Um, 3 minutes for the AP. They must have moved it back, so it must be starting for real.
Fantastic job in making you at home.
Okay. It has started. All right, let's get it going. I'm going to turn off the music because it's time to face the music, y'all. Ski, it might be on, I think. Win alt season today. All coins have bottomed. I've been very consistent on this. So who's here? So we got Michael Saylor. We got Brian Armstrong. Who do we see here? I don't see Cardano, Sky. 2-minute warning, they said. It's time. One more time. No Cardano guy. Satoshi is there. 2 minutes. I don't think Cardano's going to retire me. All right, guys, spam the like button, hit the share. Trump is Satoshi. Drop a follow. He's taking a selfie. I'm trying to see, like, who else is here? Oh, we got more people over here. I don't recognize. I thought that was Charles for a second. Trump comes out with a Satoshi mask. That would be wild. Charles is in Japan.
He said he hears now.
I have,
He said he heard now.
I have that, so.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, there's nothing coming out of the note.
Nothing?
Yeah,
Okay.
the note's completely mute.
Okay.
He put it in Bitcoin logo. There's no bearish news coming today. It doesn't look like sad people, I tell you that. What's your guys' thoughts right now? Do these people look sad to you? Sailor was taking selfies. I saw that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Spam the like button, guys. Hit the share.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Great honor to have you. I know you've all been working very hard and very successfully. And it's a wonderful place, the White House. I want to begin, is Johnny here from World Cup? I want to thank you for the selection. And they just had a presentation in the Oval Office, and I thought this was such a beautiful, this is the trophy. This is the big deal. The World Cup is the biggest sporting event, and Johnny Infantino is my friend for a long time, and during my first term, we worked out a deal to get the World Cup, and then because of lots of interesting things that happened, I ended up being president when it showed up. I was always disappointed. I wasn't going to make it. I was going to serve 8 straight. Instead, we did it the hard way, but maybe the more important way. So I will be with you as president, Johnny. So maybe you could just say a few words and show how beautiful the World Cup trophy is. Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Gold
please.
tie. That's a good observation, Maddie. Mandy, sorry.
Yeah.
The famous key.
That's a great key.
You want to open it, President?
Silver
Well, you go ahead.
ASMR. I got you.
I trust you.
Silver ASMR to relax the nerves.
Trophy of a new competition. It's called the FIFA Club World Cup. The 32 best clubs in the world with the absolute best players in the world. And for the first time in history, this competition takes place in
50x leverage ready. I don't know about that.
on the 14th of June.
Right.
Obviously in Miami, final on the 13th of July this year in New York, New Jersey. But it's not that. It's really special because it is a key, and because, as you can see, if I manage to do that, yes, it's a bit tricky. It's like that. So this is a trophy. It is a trophy which represents, and that's why I think it's.
How quick can you go
interesting
camping
to
again?
show this trophy exactly in which form it is, because it represents the past, but it's also projected to the future. There is no other sports trophy which looks like that. It has engraved the history of the game, soccer or football as we call it, the participating teams of the first edition, the stadiums, beautiful stadiums in 11 cities in the
Do you see
United
Brad?
States
I
of America
don't.
where this competition will take place. So at the same time, past, present, and projected to the future. And if I may, President, say another 2 words, and then I let you work. I would like to congratulate the President and the administration for not only for the World Cup, the Club World Cup, the World Cup, and the great work done, but also for this initiative that you are speaking about here. If I may add something in this respect, I'm not an expert at all, but FIFA, as you know, is a brand which is globally known, a very strong brand. The soccer economy in the world is worth around 270 billion a year. 70% of that, Mr. President, is in Europe. So imagine the potential that there is around the world only in soccer if we develop it. And so FIFA is very, very interested
FIFA summit.
under my presidency to develop the FIFA coin, to do it from here, from America, and to conquer the 5 billion soccer fans in the world. So if there is anyone here who is interested to team up with FIFA, here we are, together with the United States
FIFA coin.
and we will conquer the world of soccer with the FIFA coin. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That coin, that coin may be worth more than FIFA in the end. It could be quite a coin, actually. Huh? Anyway, thank you, Johnny. Great job. I just thought you should see this trophy because it's really, you know, it's the biggest sporting event in the world, and we have it here. And we appreciate being selected. Thank you very much, Johnny. You do a fantastic job. And welcome to the first ever White House Digital Assets Summit. I know that many of you have been fighting for years for this, and it's an honor to be with you at the White House. I want to thank the White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs, Treasury Secretary. This is David right here, in case you don't know. You know David. And a man who's doing a great job as Secretary of Treasury, Scott Bessent, who's right here. Scott, thank you very much. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, wherever you may be, Howard. Hi, Howard. He's doing some interesting work right now with all that's going on. He's right in the middle of it and doing a great job. Thank you. SBA Administrator Kelly Loeffler. And hi, Kel. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce. Thank you, Hester. Acting CFTC Chairman Caroline Pham. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer. Hello, hello, Tom. Representative Brian Stile. Thank you. Brian, thank you very much. Digital Assets Council Director Bo Hines. Good, Bo. Great job. And many other distinguished guests. We have a lot of very distinguished people around the table. Some of them will be speaking. I want to thank Marco Rubio also, who's right over there. And we have tremendous people very interested in this subject. And last year, I promised to make America the Bitcoin superpower of the world and the crypto capital of the planet. And we're taking historic action to deliver on that promise, as you know, around the table. Yesterday, I signed an executive order officially creating our strategic Bitcoin reserve. And this will be a virtual Fort Knox for digital gold to be housed within the United States Treasury. That's a big thing, Scott.
Can we pull up the chart over my head?
The federal government is already among the largest holders of Bitcoin, as you know. Really one of the largest holders in the world, with as many as 200,000 Bitcoin obtained via civil law and various other forms of law, and including enforcement actions. These existing holdings will form the foundation of the new reserve Unfortunately, in recent years, the U.S. government has foolishly sold tens of thousands of additional Bitcoin that were worth billions and billions of dollars had they not sold them, but they did sell them, mostly during the Biden administration. Not a good thing to have done. From this day on, America will follow the rule that every Bitcoin knows very well: never sell your Bitcoin. That's a little phrase that they have. I don't know if that's right or not. Who the hell knows, right? Who knows? Who knows? But so far, it's been right. And well, let's keep it that way. The Treasury and Commerce Departments will also explore new pathways to accumulate additional Bitcoin holdings for the reserve, provided it's done at no cost to the taxpayers. We don't want any cost to the taxpayers. In addition, my order directs federal agencies to conduct an inventory of all crypto assets currently held by the U.S. government and determine how they can be transferred easily to the Treasury. Non-Bitcoin digital assets will be held in a new U.S. digital asset stockpile where they will be managed properly. My administration also is working to end the federal bureaucracy's war on crypto, which was really going on pretty wildly during Biden until the election came about. About 5 months before the election, he became a big fan because he heard how many people were in favor of it and how many people love it and respect it. But I guess it didn't work out too well for him. People understood what was going on and paved the way for groundbreaking innovations in institutional finance. Under the Bitcoin administration, regulators strong-armed banks. I mean, they really did. They strong-armed banks into closing the accounts of crypto businesses and entrepreneurs, effectively blocking some money transfers to and from exchanges, and they weaponized government against the entire industry. But I know that feeling also. Maybe better than you do. All of that will soon be over, and we are ending Operation Choke Point 2.0. Now, some people really suffered. It was ridiculous what they were doing. But in the end, they came around, but they came around for the wrong reasons. They came around only because they wanted votes, and they saw that tens of millions of people were against them because of what they were doing. I also want to express my strong support for the efforts of lawmakers in Congress as they work on bills to provide regulatory certainty for dollar-backed stablecoins and the digital assets market. They're working very hard on that. This is a tremendous opportunity for economic growth and innovation in our financial sector, and will really go a long way. I think it's going to be a tremendous, we feel like pioneers in a way, of tremendous method of growth. And things are very much tied, and we want to keep it that way, the U.S. dollar, long into the future. We're going to keep it that way. I hope lawmakers will send that legislation to my desk before August recess if they can. And they're very much working with you, and you know a lot of them, and a lot of them were committed right from the very beginning. So I just want to congratulate you all for being at the White House today, and a man who knows more about Bitcoin and AI and just about everything else than anybody, David Saxton. I'd like to have you say a few words, David.
Thank you, Mr. President. We're all here today
comes
because of your
volatility.
leadership, your vision, and your generosity, and I really want to thank you for that. We're also here because of your desire to make America great and to introduce a golden age in America, including for digital assets. And we're here because of your love of innovators, or as you might say, high IQ people. Yeah, we know you love high IQ people. And we have about 30 of them here in the room today. These are the top people in the digital asset industry. And one other thing that I think that you love is legal fairness. This is an industry that was subjected to prosecution and persecution for the last 4 years, horrible lawfare, and nobody knows what that feels like better than you do. So we really appreciate the fact that you understand legal fairness and that you're always willing to fight for the right thing, for legal fairness. You never back down. You stand defiant, even in the face of an assassin's bullet. It's an inspiration to everyone in this room, I think. So it's an honor. Thank you. So I just want to say it's an honor to work for you. It's an honor to work for a president who works every day to get so much done on behalf of the American people. Your administration is moving at tech speed. It's really amazing. It's actually faster than any startup that I've been part of. Is that your administration moves even faster. So I just want to say thank you for having me be a part of it. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I love working for you, and thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, David, very much. Appreciate it.
And now I just want to pass the ball to Secretary Besson.
Scott?
Good. David, so today, when President Trump has signed the executive order to establish the strategic Bitcoin reserve and stockpile, we're going to position the United States as a leader among nations in the digital asset strategy. It's important for the United States to recognize this fact and get ahead of the other nations in the digital age. We applaud the President's direction to use the digital assets already in possession of the nation, and we are going to establish this Bitcoin reserve. We will use this authority to augment the asset side of the United States balance sheet. As I've said many times, President Trump is creating assets for the American people, while most past presidents have created debt, and a large part of this asset program can be in digital assets. We are going to end the regulatory weaponization against digital assets. The Biden administration's actions did nothing other than punish innovators, and that all of you have made it here today is really a testament to your fortitude. Much of Treasury's responsibility in this order relates to the tax code and determinations around risk weightings, and I'm here to assure you that we are going to work with the Controller of the Currency, the IRS, and we're going to rescind and amend all applicable previous guidance. And we are going to put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime, and as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that. Thank you.
Technology is at the foundation of the Trump presidency. He understands technology, he embraces technology, and he's going to use technology to drive America forward. The blockchain and Bitcoin technology are a key part of that thinking and embracing that, and here today shows how much a leader the Trump administration and our president is. He understands it, he embraces it. As you said, you're a pioneer in this place, and this is where we're going. We're using the blockchain, we're using Bitcoin, we're going to use digital assets to pound forward, and Donald Trump is leading the way. Can't be more proud of you today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Howard. Kelly, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is truly a historic day, and as a crypto founder, I couldn't be more proud to be part of your administration. You're moving at the speed of tech for sure, and I will just say it's a great day to have the war on not just crypto, but the war on innovation done. And under your administration, we are truly going to enter into the golden age. And I'll just say, as the administrator of the SBA, small business is a tremendous network that crypto can be deployed against, and so the SBA is open to crypto. So I look forward to working with all of the leaders in this room to advance your efforts here. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much. Tom, please.
Well, Mr. President, I want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the amazing team that you put together. I want to thank you for David. I mean, this kind of a meeting, no one in this room could have envisioned this just a couple years ago. You are the one that has the vision. You're the one that said, we are going to do 21st century finance right here in the United States of America. I've been doing this for 9 years. It is amazing how far we've come, and that's a credit to you, Mr. President, and your leadership, and God bless you for doing this, because it's going to make a huge difference with everything else you're doing. And by the way, Americans love it. They're going crazy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much.
Brad Darling not in the house.
Thank you very much. Everybody else? Go ahead, please.
Does anyone want to say a couple of words? Cameron or Tyler, do you want to?
You're very shy in front of the
Actually,
camera.
Cameron, I think you said something earlier that I thought
Well,
was
let
really
sailors
profound.
speak.
You said that a year ago. You thought it would be more likely that you'd end up in jail than at the White House. You, not to put you on the spot, because you didn't do anything wrong, but that was the environment a year ago. But do you guys want to say something, either one of you?
Sure, that was actually Tyler who said that, but it's
Sorry, I still get mixed up.
But yeah, we never thought that we'd get attacked the way we did in our backyard after trying to do the right thing for so many years and always trying to raise the bar with respect to regulations. So it's truly wonderful to see how things have changed and how the pendulum has swung back in the way that it has. And we've always felt that the U.S. should lead in Bitcoin and crypto, and it's ours to sort of lead and win. And it's just wonderful what President Trump has been doing with this, and we look forward to working together. And thanks for inviting us, David, and setting this up.
Thank you. Thank you both. Please.
I was just going to say thank you, Mr. President. Cameron takes credit for a lot of my things I say, so it's not the first time. But the U.S. won the internet, and the U.S. should win crypto. So thank you for your leadership on this.
Thank you both very much. High IQ individuals around this table. That's what I always say. We need high IQ. So thank you very much. Would anybody like to say anything? Please.
Okay, we'll come.
I just want to express my deep gratitude for the seriousness with which you're approaching our industry and how you're actually helping guide it in the right direction. I've worked with many central banks in other countries, and when I was working there, I was wondering why I, as an American citizen, can't help the United States financial system reach this higher level that the world is on course towards generally. Right. And so I'm very grateful that finally there's been a new level of kind of common sense and adoption of these ideas. Me and the other people in this room do believe that the crypto, blockchain, Web3 infrastructure is the next iteration of the financial system. And I think that the U.S. should have its leadership position continue in that new financial system. And I'm very, very happy to see people like David Sachs, Secretary Bessent, Secretary Lutnick taking this very seriously with their time, and very grateful to them too. So I'm just overjoyed to see this, and I think it is a big part of how the U.S. can continue its role in the global financial system. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I thought it was very important that we stay in the front of this one. This is a big one. And as you know, China is pushing forward and very strongly as usual. But we're way in the lead, as we are in AI and other things, and we want to stay there. So I thought this was very important, and we have some brilliant people sitting around this table. And it's an honor to have you involved, but we want to stay at the forefront of everything. And this is a very important day in your lives. I know you worked, some of you, very long before people really understood what was happening. And so I congratulate you, but this is a big day. Being in the White House is a big deal, and you have great support. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, please. Thank you very much. Thank you, media. Thank you. Please.
Is it over? Is that it?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Working very hard and very successful.
The crypto, blockchain.
It's a very important day in your lives. Please. Thank you very much. Thank you, media. Thank you. Please.
Oh, that's it. All right, let's take a look at the charts. Do we have volatility? GG's? I mean, let's take out the low. How about that? Let's take out the low, and then we could say GG's. Again, there's going to be lots of volatility. Sitting on top of the 200 moving average, I don't know how you could say GG's. I really don't know how you could be even bearish right now, to be honest with you. Oh my God. I know it's fun that I put up the 1 minute chart, but that's not how you should look at the charts. That's it. is going to be private meeting. Yeah, no, literally. Damn, that's it. Going to be private. No liquidity yet. I definitely got some. I mean, this is a definitely, like, over the last 5 minutes, we were at almost 89,000 and going back to 86,000. Definitely some bulls got wiped already. So that's good. Sell it all. Yeah, go ahead. Higher lows. Go ahead, bro. I dare you. I dare you. Could have shorted everything. Yeah. Wonder if they talk about it after. I don't know. I expect lots of volatility over the next couple of days. I would advise against trading, to be honest with you. Low leverage. People in your group are going to cry, baby. People in your group are going cray? Are they going cray? What are they saying? What group? What did we even learn? Well, that they're not going to sell our Bitcoin. They're not going to sell their Bitcoin that they seized from Silk Road. That's what they learned. In our crypto bubbles? Okay, well, don't look at the hour. Look at the daily. My God. I told you there's going to be volatility. Oh, my God. You guys are crazy. Says, I'm limp. I'm not negative, but that was just unnecessary. They should have done. Yeah. Even going over 100K. Yeah. Listen, my thoughts are still the same. The exact same as before the meeting. All coins have bottomed. Higher low structure. We have not went lower than this February 3rd moment. I know it feels like we're lower. I know it feels like we're dumping. I know it feels like the sky is falling, but we have not went lower since February 3rd for altcoins. I'm looking at others right now. This was the bottom. You could say the same thing about the total 3. The bottom. My life savings, bro. Oh, God. But yeah. So that's my thoughts, guys. I want to see us continue making higher lows. And over the next few days, I want to see us make a higher high. Getting above $94,000 is going to put us in bullish, the most bullish posture. That's what I'm going to be looking for over the next few days. XRP back to 42 cents. Hope so. How could we went bottom? They just went lower. Where? Where? You see how this candle right here is higher than this candle. And how this candle right here is higher than this candle. You see that? And then this candle right here is higher than this candle all the way back a month ago. That's how. I know it's fun to look at the chart on the 1 minute and be like, oh my God, look at the 1 minute. Ah! But that's not smart. Here you go. What's the lowest we'll go, you think? Right here. Higher low. Higher low. Higher low, higher low, higher low. That's what I expect. Bye, guys. It's over for you. Okay, listen. Let me summarize for you. Retail is going to be bearish. Retail is going to be bearish until we make a new all-time high and it's too late. Let me say it again because I don't think you heard me. Retail will be bearish until we make an all-time high and it's too late. Period. Retail will be bearish until we make an all-time high and it's too late. That's how it is. That's how it's always been. That's how it's always going to be. I want you guys to know they did not call this right here a V-bottom. The C19 crash, they did not call the C19 crash a V-bottom until, guess when they called this a V-bottom. The C19 crash, when did they call this a V-bottom? Does anyone know? I'll let you know. When we made a new all-time high. So that's my thoughts. That's my closing thoughts. Retail is going to be bearish until it's too late. Don't be like retail. DCA, spot buys. Look for opportunities over the next couple of days. There's going to be lots of volatility. Ultimately, I anticipate us to continue to make higher lows, just like we did, just like we have been. All right, guys, that is going to be it for me for this time. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I will never message you first. Those are scammers. Peace, love, prosperity. God first. God bless.
Damn, hustling, 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 hustling,
It's your
hustling,
boy,
hustling,
Ski.
hustling, 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 hustling. Every